Okay, so we're going to start off by mixing our resin. And I have right here sitting in just some warm water, equal parts of hardener and resin. So I am going to pour them in to my cup. Sorry, my hands I know are in the way at the moment. Like any two-part resin system, it's important to follow your manufacturer's directions. This particular resin that I'm using is Stone Coat Art Coat. It has a really nice long working time. It dries crystal clear, has some UV protection in it. Um, Great resin. Can't say enough about it. So let's talk about a few things on making remembrance pieces. First, we need to set the hair, right? We got to get something to make that hair stay stiff. So what I've done here is, I shouldn't put it over my black glove. I have coated the hair with some gel medium and let that dry. And then I will work on trimming it to fit the space that I want. It's important when mixing your resin to make sure you mix at least 2 minutes. I scrape the sides and I'm stirring. I'm not crazy stirring because I don't want to whip it into a frenzy because I'll have so many air bubbles I won't know what to do with them. But this will keep mixing. The more it's mixed, the more transparent it becomes. So every couple turns, I scrape my sides, scrape my bottom. It's almost like making a cake batter. You want to just make sure that everything is incorporated and mixed together so that you get the desired results that you're spending all this time on. And, let's all be honest, resin isn't cheap, so we want to make sure that we're using it and mixing it properly. Let me know what you think about this process in the comments, or if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer and try to help out with any knowledge I have. I remember when I first started out, well, I should say, I've been doing art since I was a child, but since I started trying to work some of the social media channels and, you know, I'm working on my audience, trying new techniques like the fluid pouring, and some people were so secretive. And I'm happy to share my recipes with you because no matter what I do, it's going to be 100% different than what you do. Any artist is going to take their own creative license with it. And with fluid art, it's virtually impossible to recreate something identical. So I think, if everybody in this world focused more on art, I think the world would be a much better place. And I am happy to share my love of all things art with anybody who's interested in learning. So that's my little 2 cents on that. All right. So you see how this has gotten clearer, but you can see all those bubbles. So I'm going to let that just sit for a few minutes. See if that will settle down. The shape that she chose, I'm going to move this up a little bit, is this little circlet here. And the templates that I have, or I should say the templates, the mold, this is a little jewelry mold. So you'll see it's got a little post here in each of the pieces so that when you pour your resin, there's a spot to put a chain through it or a little hook so that a chain can be added. Now, let's just see. I think because this is curved, I'm going to try to match that a little bit with my scissors. Again, this is all prep work you want to do prior to setting in the resin, because once it's in the resin, you're pretty much done. So I'm thinking like that. And I'll cut the top after a minute. Well, that wasn't good. All right, I think this is a little better now. All right, so what I did is I put a little bit of resin in the bottom, and then I'm going to once again eyeball about where I'd like this, and then I'm going to snip. Okay. And then I am topping this off with some more resin to just kind of dome it up. And I am going to take a little poker stick I have, and I'm just going to set that down in there. And I still have a lot of bubbles happening. My room is a little cold, so that could be it. I'm going to not use my turbocharged. Okay, and I think I can just add just a smidge more in here. And of course, I just re-added more bubbles. Alrighty, one last torch, and I think we can let this cure. So there we are for right now. I will be back for the next step. Okay, everybody, I am back, and sorry, throwing my glove back on. When I work with these pendants, I don't like to touch them because you want them to stay nice, pretty, shiny. I'm going to put it on this blue background just so you can see. Okay, so that's the square pendant. And as I get in here, this particular person just wanted something very simple. So I'm going to pop out this one here. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm shaking you all over the place. And I think that came out really nice. I'm going to attach some little ring hooks so that this can be worn on a chain or just hung as a keepsake. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will get a final picture of them once I get them all strung up. I don't want to overhandle them too much because it's only been a 24-hour cure, but I did want to just show you how they turned out. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you learned something today. Thank you.